welcome. So today I'm going to go through some tips, tricks and hacks. So I've looked at quite a lot of these tips and tricks on the internet, and a lot of them are complete nonsense, but I've picked a few that I've picked up myself and had a look on the internet, and these are the ones that really do save you some time. So first one. So have you ever been knocked a nail into a bit of timber and it's a really long nail and you can't get it out? Well, this trick, this is the one that it took me. I didn't know about this one, but the old guys were telling me. I was struggling trying to get the bloody thing out. Right, nightmare. They said just pop a bit of timber underneath your hammer and just lever it out. All of a sudden, the nail just comes flying out. So that, if you're on site, or if it's an absolute saver. Right. Okay. So the next one is burning for colour. This one. I use this a lot. I think if you want a really sort of a real contrast for your timber, you haven't got any sort of walnuts or anything like that, and you want to get a really dark finish, then this is the way forward. There's no need for any sort of colouring or anything like that. Just get your blowtorch out, burn it all down, and just burn it deep enough so it starts to char a little bit, and then just get the brush it all off. Once you've brushed it all off, clean it off with a rag, and then just get some wax, get some bry wax or something like that. I've got some bry wax, but I've got some other stuff from Axminster as well. They're equally as good as each other, and just apply it with wire wool or some non-woven abrasive, and just put the wax in. Probably do 2 coats of wax, and then buff it off with a microfiber cloth, and you'll get this absolutely beautiful, lustrous finish, and it'll also it'll give you relief in the grain because the grain won't have burned, so it looks absolutely stunning. You can also do a very similar sort of thing without the burning, and just sand it all off, and then apply wax to bare timber, and again gives you an absolutely fantastic finish, and really cheap and really quick and easy to finish, which is absolutely fantastic. Next one. How to not split timber. So if you're knocking nails in or you're screwing timber, and you're in the middle of a bit of timber, it's not going to split, so that's fine. But if you're near the edge, and sometimes you do have to sort of put screws in near the edge, then chances are if you nail it or you screw it, then it's going to split. So what you can do is a couple of little tricks. This trick in particular, and it's just basically put a pilot hole in for screws, and also put a pilot hole in for nails. Also, if you hammer the end of the nail and take the point off, you'll be able to just knock the nail straight in, and there's a chance it won't split. So it'll save you having to drill the pilot hole if you haven't got your drill handy with you. And there you go. That's it. No more split wood. Beautiful. So if you're enjoying this video, why don't you subscribe to the channel? So just pop down there, or pop down to the bottom corner, hit subscribe, hit like. It really does help me. I'm getting close to 1,000 subs, and it's quite a milestone for me, so I'm really pleased. So if you could just subscribe, and also if you've got any questions or anything like that, just drop a comment below and I'll respond. And there are a few links to any of the stuff that I think that you might need for any of these tips and tricks. So have a look in the bio below. How to take dents out of wood. So imagine you've just finished a piece of timber. You're putting it up somewhere. You've got your nail. You've nailed it. You've missed the nail. Put a big dent in it. Oh, absolute nightmare. So various ways you can go about doing this. Usually, if I'm outside and I'm sort of putting something up, then I'll get a bit of spit and I'll just put it on there, and after a few hours, most of it will just draw out or something like that, and you won't have to refinish it, and then it'll just be good for painting. But if you're doing a bit of joinery, you're in the shop or something like that, what you can do is you can get a bit of cloth and you can iron it out, and you'll take bigger dents out. And if you can do that, most of the dents will come out in about 5 or 10 minutes. But if you wait a few hours, the dent will lift completely out, and that's again is an absolute lifesaver. You can also, as you can see, you can also use a steamer as well, but that's just taking things a bit too far, isn't it? But there you go. The concept is there, isn't it? Marking the centre. So I see a lot of stuff on the internet about making this jig with dowels and marking a centre line and twisting it and moving it up and down and everything like that, and you find the centre. But to me, it's absolute garbage, because you never really want to find the centre of a timber. What you want to do is you want to find a line relative to an edge, because if your timber's a little bit wavy or something, you want everything to that edge. So why not just use your gauge, or use your combination square? Use that, knock it back, put it on both sides, back and forwards, you'll find the centre, and then just fine tune it, just give it a little tap, and you'll find the centre, and there you have it, just straight up and down. One of those little timber sort of jigs, you put that in your bag and you take it on site, it'll get smashed up in no time, whereas your combination square will last you a lifetime. So again, combination square, very, very handy. Right, next one, make a template. If you're making a lot of repeatable objects and you want to make them all identical, make yourself a template. Okay, it takes a little bit of time to make the template and everything like that, but it will save you time in the long run. If you say for instance, on this project I was making about 30 or 40 or something like that, there's no way on this earth I could make them all individually. So if you make a template and you mark them all out, then you'll get them all absolutely identical. And as you can see here, I was using it on the router table, and it just enabled me to sort of mark it all off. But you could do this all by hand, but template will save you so much time and make everything look so much more professional. Right, here we go. This is a proper carpentry one, isn't it? Jigsaw Start. So when you're trying to cut a hole out of something, could be a letterbox, could be a hole in something, could be worktops for fitting a kitchen or something like that. Then you can either drill holes in the corner, but if you're, and you can use the jigsaw, you can put your jigsaw through and you can cut through and all that sort of stuff. But if you're a bit lazy or you haven't got your drill set up or anything like that, you can just pop it upright like that and then just force it down slowly. And what that'll do is it'll enable you to just start the hole without drilling a hole, or start the jigsaw without drilling a hole. And then what you can do is you just set it away on the inside and the waste side, and then you can just filter it in to it, and then you take the jigsaw out, pull it back in, come back and reverse, and do that way. And that way, also, if you're looking for square corners on your jigsaw, then this is also the way to do it. Marking for dowels, this is a good one. Saw this on the internet, thought this was quite good. So if you're a professional or you've got a jig, then you can buy a dowel jig and it will mark it all out for you. You get your absolutely perfect results. But if you're in a bit of a jam and you need to do some dowels, then you can do it like this. Get a pair of nails, hammer them into the one edge of the piece of timber, then get your next bit of timber, put it over, mark it up as best you can, then give that a hammer as well. And what that will do is it will give you some marks to use. Drill those four holes out, and then hammer your dowels here and hammer it back, and hopefully, if you've got it right, it will be smack on. And if it's not quite right, or it's a little bit offset, then you can always just quickly plane it up. But if you're careful, then you'll get it just right, and it'll get you out of a jam. This one will. Mark an ellipse, right? So if you're fed up with circles and you want a bit of an oval, then this is quite a good little trick to help you out. Put two nails down roughly the size of the ellipse that you want, maybe a little bit inside of that, and then get a bit of string, tie a knot in it, get that to roughly the size that you want, and then just draw your oval with your pencil. I thought that was quite good. If you're looking for something decorative or something, maybe a number for a house or something like that, then this would be quite an easy way of getting a sort of symmetrical oval and whatever. Cut it out with your jigsaw and then sand it all down. It'll look beautiful. How do you trim an edge? Right, so if you're trimming an internal edge, this can be quite tricky to just take a little bit off. And what I will do with this is I will form a guide with another piece of timber, which will allow me to set my chisel against the guide and then just and then push and take that amount off that you want. It's really useful, helps you to be really accurate, and it's yeah, it just gives you a really neat and professional finish for the internal edge. You can use it for anything, but for an internal edge it's really handy. And you can use this for 90s, or you can use it for 45s, or for any angle really. Just thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.